Good afternoon, everyone. I'm James Crummell. The partial government shutdown is having a big impact at the nation's airports. Staffing shortages causing these long lines at Philadelphia International Airport this morning. Now comes the threat smaller airports may need to close. Seth Kaplan live at Harrisburg International Airport with that story. Good afternoon, Seth.
Good afternoon to you, James. Yeah, and one question is, what exactly is a smaller airport? Harrisburg International, kind of a mid-sized one where, as it happens, lines aren't long at all right now, and there are a few reasons for that. One is that Harrisburg has a rather particular travel pattern where it's real busy in the morning, and half the people, historically anyway, who fly from this airport are gone by 7 a.m. And so usually once you come later than that, the lines just aren't going to be all that long. That's beginning to change as later flights become more prevalent at the airport, but as you get kind of a second peak late afternoon, but nothing too significant. And on top of that, just staffing here hasn't been a problem. So far, so good.
Our max times here we've seen at a peak is about 22 minutes at most. That happens maybe for 15 minutes in a portion of a day. We've not seen it expand. We're fortunate here. TSA has always had a very good work ethic. The people they hire here are coming to work and doing their job, they're not getting paid. This is the third time in 2.5 years this has gone through. So this isn't new. It's frustrating, but we're fortunate we've had very, very few call-offs.
And yeah, so we really have to, first of all, appreciate the folks back there who are working under conditions that, who among us would want to do these even jobs that we enjoy as much as yours and mine, James, and not get paid. As for the question about the smaller airports, so that all comes from a comment Deputy TSA Administrator, Acting Deputy TSA Administrator Adam Stahl made yesterday on Fox and Friends. He said smaller airports might need to shut down. Essentially, he was implying to sort of shift resources elsewhere. The group who works here, these folks generally live in the area. They're part of a group that also serves Williamsport and State College, and they can kind of move around a little bit in emergency situations when that needs to happen. But it's unclear really how they would take people from here necessarily and be able to help in a place like Charlotte or Chicago or even Newark or Washington, let's say. But we have reached out to TSA this morning to ask what exactly that means. Do they have a list of what is a smaller airport? Lancaster Airport in our area, clearly also a smaller airport, although I talked to folks there this morning who told me everything there is just fine. So we'll see. As always, James, sort of these are questions above the pay grades of anybody here. And really in the hands of lawmakers in Washington in terms of whether DHS gets fully funded or something else to change the situation and have folks start getting paid again.
Seth, when we came to you, we showed video from Philadelphia International Airport, and you just saw the long lines there, and seeing the line there behind you moving as quickly as it is. For the short term anyway, does it make sense for someone who is looking to travel to just maybe try to go out of somewhere like HIA?
Well, and that's one interesting impact here, right, is that if anything, it sort of pushes people to a place like this for now. Now, again, none of us know what tomorrow's going to bring. If there's anything we've learned these past several years, it's that life is full of surprises, isn't it? But yeah, no question. And we should say Philadelphia clearly heavily impacted. It's not all big airports. I spoke with one woman who had just flown in from Charlotte here, and lines there weren't too bad. And Charlotte's a rather big airport. So even at the bigger airports, it's kind of hit and miss. But when you mention Philadelphia, that's an important thing to point out, is that the impacts go beyond just what's going on here, because there are people who fly from here to Philadelphia and then beyond. And so, you could be flying to or from Harrisburg and things might be okay here, but less okay at the place you're flying to or from.
Great information as always. Seth Kaplan live at Harrisburg International Airport. Thank you so much for that.
Hi, I'm Eric Finkenbinder from ABC 27. We're excited to announce the new ABC 27 News Plus app. Live stream newscasts or watch content on demand. This is different than the ABC 27 app on your smartphone. You can check this out at home, and it's very easy to use. With a Fire Stick, go to the home page, scroll down to search. From there, enter ABC 27. Move over to the apps, and there we are. Click the icon and install. It's just that easy.